via Cam Cox, J.J. Watt tearing up, leaving the field. So with just, I guess, assumption, and probably correct one, that this is his last game at State Farm Stadium, which I had not put two and two together because, again, I mean, Michael Bidwell's liable to do anything, but I think he's gone.
Listen, I know what everybody's talking about in terms of, like, could this be his last game with the Cardinals?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think that he would tear up about that. I have more of an inclination that he would probably tear up because maybe he's coming to the end.
Because and that would only
listen,
with the heart issue.
With the heart issue, that seems to be okay now, obviously. Otherwise, he wouldn't be playing. He's got a kid. He seems like he's in a different place in his life. And usually you are once you have a kid and a family and you want to be around a little bit more and all this other stuff. I wonder if that's that, man.
Be unfortunate because, like, he can go and play for a contender tomorrow and be one of their best players on defense. He is everything. And that's the unfortunate part. We've talked about it ad nauseum here on PHNX Cardinals. You would have signed up tenfold if you would have known this is the J.J. Watt you're getting this year. After all the missed time last year and the questions about a salary, he has showed up this year, carried water for this franchise, and kicked ass amongst a quarterback getting hurt and a head coach and a GM potentially on their way out. He has been the beacon for this franchise, the adult in the room, so to speak. So it's not just on the field, but it's off the field as well. So if that is his last game at home, it's unfortunate. I hope he continues playing because, again, he's an ass kicker. I mean, what he did up front the last 2 weeks against Denver and then today, I mean, they had Tom Brady looking sideways more often than not. And it really, they ran out of gas, and that's the theme of the season. The offense didn't do enough because right now the offense is limited because they're missing players. And then the defense ran out of gas. I mean, nobody expected them to hold Tom Brady and company to, 15 points would have been the winning formula today. That's not realistic. And, moral victories don't come this late in the year for a team that was supposed to make the playoffs. But for me, it's like this was a quality performance by a lot of Cardinals that are playing for jobs next year.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just I do think that, like, the defense balled their ass off. But again, we're starting to see reasons why certain guys are not high-level guys, right? So let's talk about Cliff Kingsbury. We've already expanded on Cliff Kingsbury. But now Vance Joseph. Chris Collinsworth made a phenomenal observation on the drive where the Bucs scored a touchdown, talking about how their defense had changed and the defensive backs were sagging off 10 yards. And they were giving up those little dink-dunk, for 10, 15-yard throwouts.
Yeah.
Hello, it's Tom fucking Brady, guy. You're not playing against fucking Tom Tupa. So you can't let him take advantage of that because he's the best fucking quarterback of all time, Vance Joseph. You cannot be passive in that moment. And that's
it's like against the Chargers, against Justin Herbert, when they were playing soft zone the whole game and they picked him apart. It's too predictable.
If you're afraid to lose, you're doomed to. You just are. And that's exactly what happened. Again, a reason why Vance Joseph is not a head coach right now in this league. I know he's had his moments with these teams where they ball their ass off and they dominate. But then he's had equally as many moments where things just fall apart for him, or he's making the wrong call at the wrong time. And more importantly, the lack of wanting to play more talented players based on experience. I mean, it's clear right now that the 2 third-rounders that we picked
up, they're good.
They're
good players.
They're solid players. Why the fuck haven't they been on the field, as much in the first 8 games as they have been the last 4 or 5? Like, it blows my mind. And I'm not even talking about fundamental things that they might have picked up from J.J. Watt and all this. I'm talking about legit physical talent.
Yeah. Off the edge, length, size, explosiveness. I love Marcus Golden. He looks cooked right now. Dennis Gardeck should not play at all in the base defense, ever. Majay Sanders is 6'5". As much as I like to dog on Cincinnati's program last year, Saul Bookman knows the history with that. Like, they were a fucking Final Four team, and he was their best defensive player. And he's been very good every time he stepped on the field. And Cam Thomas is forcing holding penalties. He's giving Tristan Wirfs the business over there. That to me will always, always, always be Vance's undoing. I will defend Vance Joseph to hell or high water. I think he should be a defensive coordinator. Should, he get fired at the end of the year, go get another job somewhere. His inability to take a high draft pick the same year and get them starting experience as a rookie, or even into year 2 in some cases, in Isaiah Simmons, Byron Murphy's case, that's his biggest downfall. I don't want to see journeyman practice squad players who may know your system better play over these young guys.